Hey, it's you and it's me and it's Tom A TV. We're here at Hollywood Studios today, driving in 95 degrees when I got out of the car, and it's not even the hottest part of the day yet. What a brilliant day to do a video on how to beat the heat. That's coming up next on Tom A TV. Okay, so how do I know this is the most comprehensive video ever done on beating the heat? Well, because I did all the work. I researched it. And I spent this morning looking at YouTube, doing every video anybody ever had with any significant amounts of views, so I could make sure I didn't miss anything. And not only have I not missed anything, I got stuff no one's ever talked about, so let's get into it. Okay, so I'll make you a little promise here. If you stay to the end and watch this video all the way through the end and you learn a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm right that this is the best video on beating the heat you've ever seen, then you have to subscribe. And I'd appreciate it if you subscribe, because we do this for charity and we need you. So, before I make a mistake of walking all the way down Hollywood Boulevard there, on the black hot pavement, let me show you cheat number one. Any chance you get, what you want to do is sneak through the AC. Okay, now this isn't exactly earth-shaking. Everybody and his brother had this on their vlog, but it's important. We got to do the basics here. If we don't do the basics, then maybe we got nothing, right? So I am absorbing cool, and you never know what I might find, right? But I'm just trying to suck up some AC right now, so that's the main part of doing this. When you plan your vacation, look at the week's weather, and on the hottest day, you should be going to the park with the most inside rides, or you should be going to the water park if that's in your plans. So going to the water park is a really good idea on days where it's going to be hotter than the blue blazes, okay? So that's why we look at the weather. The other reason you could look at the weather is if it's going to rain. Because if it's going to rain, it's kind of the same thing. You want to go to the park with most of the indoor rides, but maybe not to the water park on that day. Next up, a shameless plug for Tom A TV. We did a park planning guide on every park, all 4 Disney parks and the 2 Universal parks. Let me show you Hollywood House of Terror up there. They're up there, they're kind of up there. My hat's blocking it. Oh well, you get the idea. But one of the good ideas there is if you watch that as a family, then you can start to make lists of rides you absolutely positively have to go on. And if you do that, you kind of have a footprint of how your week's going to go, so you can plan accordingly for weather and heat. Okay, especially maybe you're going to take a break and you're going to go to the beach one day, which is a great idea. Okay, or maybe your break is the water park, because you can still lay around and rest up, right? So that's a good idea, but plan accordingly. To do that, we tried to help you by doing park ride videos, guides to each park. It's on Tom A TV. Look back and you can find it, and make your plans. So let's talk about this idea that you could spend a fortune on a Disney vacation or Universal, and your idea is to come to the park until it gets hot, so you're done by 1 p.m., and then maybe you come back to the park at 5 p.m. I think that's okay, but there's two things to remember there. Once you hit the pool at the hotel or the rental house, I'm not sure you're coming back. The other thing is, you need twice the clothes. So hopefully you rented a house, because if you didn't rent a house, you're gonna have to bring a lot of clothes, because you're not gonna put those stinky, sweaty clothes back on your butt after you've been at the park sweating all day. So let's not do that. By the way, mentioning butt, do you know what monkey butt is? I'm not gonna go into it here, but monkey butt is a big deal when it's really hot. There's a powder called monkey butt. It's available at Walmart and a whole bunch of other places. I'm just going to tell you to look that up and do that. Do that. Yeah, so this video I'm doing because you spent all this money to come here, and for crying out loud, don't tell me you're going to go to the hotel from 1 till 5. We've got to power through, folks. How you gonna get all the stuff? Look at there's one that thinks it's hot. She needs an umbrella. If even at 1 o'clock some of the kids are grumpy, and you've got absolutely no choice, because kids are hard to bring back from grumpy. Once a kid gets grumpy, we're in trouble. So you might have to dunk them to cool them off. But I would suggest, my own experience, let's not do the water rides where you get soaked, because although it will cool you off, after that it kind of gets miserable. So just a little advice. Sounds good, but it's not good at the end. Here's another little hack as I head over towards another area. I could walk around there, but it's all sun. But through there is shade. So why wouldn't you take all the shade you can? I think you would. Nip every bit of shade you can. It matters on a super duper hot day. Today, 96 now. I don't know what the heat index is, but it is hot. Okay, I'm up to critical part of this video now. If you just pan the crowd here, and I'm not picking anybody out or picking on anybody, but what I see is a lot of the wrong clothing. And by the wrong clothing, oh, there's Chip and Dale. I gotta go over there. Chip and Dale have the wrong clothing on, but they can't change it. Wrong clothing, I mean the lighter your clothing is, or the whiter your clothing is. The closer to white you are, the better it's gonna be for. I did an experiment this morning on the pool deck, and I put let's get Chip and Dale here. I put an indoor thermometer on the lounge chair, and I took the temperature, and then I covered it with a white shirt. Okay? Covered it with a white shirt. Then what I did, let's see if we can get these guys here. Then what I did is I took the temperature. After that, I put a black shirt over it. 5 minutes later, I take the temperature again. Okay? What do you suppose happened? The white shirt really made no difference to the temperature at all. It really, white reflects the heat, right? You're gonna be cooler in white. Black, just in 5 minutes, it raised the temperature of my device 1 degree per minute, and it was not even close to the hottest part of the day. Not even close. So, remember this little saying that I came up with.
Right here.
If you're looking at your clothes for the park today,
All right, so right here.
and it ain't light, or it ain't white, then it ain't right.
Oh, is it Carly Chase?
Put it back. Get some light color clothing on and some white color clothing on. So on the super hot day, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, only a 40-minute standby. That's fantastic. That's really good. I mean, there's nobody in line outside under the umbrellas. How about that? Okay, now that I made you dizzy, let's move on. Before I get to the clothing that I wore today, I'll show you what I got going. People waving. By the way, I already met some fans of the channel on the way in, so that's pretty cool. Thank you guys for watching, everybody that I met there at the very beginning today. Let's head over to Star Wars and I'll show you clothing. I want to talk about something I know a lot about, and that's sunblock. Sunblock, because if you watch the channel, you know I've had my issues with skin cancer and surgeries and whatnot. Matter of fact, I had to take about 6 weeks off this year to get some stuff taken care of. Lots of sutures and things like that. But I'll have you know, everything is grand now, and everything is fine. Sunblock, it's Florida. You gotta wear sunblock. In Florida, you have to stay hydrated, okay? First, hydration. Water is a great idea. Plain old water. Coca-Cola, not a good idea. That's not hydration. That's sugaration. I made up that word. See what I did there? So, what you want to hydrate with is water or Gatorade. And Gatorade with sugar in it, the original Gatorade is better than soda, certainly. But if you can get the G2, that's probably about the best stuff to hydrate with left on the planet, so it's really good. Powerade, last I checked anyways, they don't have a non-sugar version of Powerade. I may be wrong about that. If I am, somebody correct me down in the comments and I'll make that right. So that's hydration. Drinking lots of Coca-Colas and lots of, if you're an adult, alcoholic beverages, just not a good idea on a day like today. Wait till the sun goes down to have a few cocktails. Okay, look at these babies. The whole world's buying these sprayers with and cold water in there, right? Great big deal. I will tell you, that'll get you cool for a minute. But I will also tell you, once you start them, you can't stop. And then you put warm water in it, and it's just not the same. So if you make that leap of faith with those things, you're kind of stuck with those things. And it's like a crutch. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think it's a good idea. So let's not get those things. See if you can do without it. There's misters around in the park. If you want to get misty, wet, at least damp, there's some of those, but I would avoid the water rides, of course, as we already talked about. There's the fans that everybody has on. I don't know. I'm going to ask somebody. Fans without water. Seems to me those are like a hot hairdryer blowing in your face, because it's 96 and the heat index today's got to be over 100. Don't think that's a good idea. I mean, I think it's a waste of money. I'm going to show you what I'm wearing for clothing today, and then I've got some accessories that I think are really going to help you stay cool at the parks on a scorching hot day. There goes Chewy. I got to try and catch Chewy. There's Chewy.
Hi, little Jedi. Are you strong with the Force? We're a little squirrel. You're good. In hiding.
Uh-oh. Little shy, little Jedi. Little shy. Chewie's just out here having fun with the gang. It's awesome.
Alright, what are you thinking?
Does Chewie have any advice for a hot day?
Walk it off.
Walk it off. That's their idea. Keep moving. Keep the breeze moving. I mean, that was not only just a statement off the top of her head. It's the truth. Now here is a super nice family, but when I handed Mom the microphone, somehow we shut it off. So they were telling us about their cool towels, and the kids were using them also, and they were having a great time. They were keeping cool. My question for them was, do you wet them all the time, like every so often? And the answer was no. Here I am talking to this stormtrooper, seeing if they could, they're wearing white, I'm wearing white. Why can't we get everybody to wear white? And then, of course, this evil guy from the movie, he's all mad and grumpy because basically he doesn't have anything white. So here I am at the end with no audio, summing up. I didn't really get to do it here, so I'm going to have to sum up from the pool deck. All right, everyone, so since I lost the audio, I'll need to sum up from the pool deck, because now I've realized I lost the audio. So today's video was about max cool, which means you have to have max heat to put in max cool as a part of your program to keep everybody from being miserable. By the way, I switched hats. Go Bills. Max cool is not for 80-degree days. Max cool is when it gets into the 90s and the humidity is way up there, right? So in the 80s and the 70s, you can do what you do and you're gonna be okay. Okay, the next accessory, arm sleeves. So I buy these for obvious reasons, to protect me from the sun. It also keeps the sunblock off my arms, which I like. And what I didn't know when I bought these, by the way, I always wear these in white. It's the only color I own. They're available in other colors, although I don't know why you'd want one in another color. We want the most reflective, coolest thing we can get for max cool, right? But as I'm going through my day in the park and I start to sweat, these get damp. And when they get damp, they also get cool because they have a cooling property to them. Kind of like the cool towel worn on your arms. So be careful when you buy them, they're not all like this. Bought these on Amazon, there's the logo. If you find it, it absolutely works. I can't remember what they're called. But consider those, because I wouldn't be without them on a max cool day. So, a word on sunblock. I want to make sure I emphasize that sunblock is very important, hydration is very important, which we covered. There's mainly two kinds of sunblock. There's the spray-on kind, which is kind of an oily base to it. And then there's the rub-in kind. I'm going to show you some of the two on the screen. And I would recommend the rub-in kind only. And the reason is, and I'm a guy that knows a lot about sunblock, is if it's a decent quality rub-in, it will still allow your skin to breathe. If the oily based sprays have a tendency to, oil just doesn't let your skin breathe as well, so it has a tendency to overheat you. So for max cool days, let's use the rub-in stuff only, okay? Let's talk about some accessories. You saw my audio went out when I was interviewing the family about the cool towels. They love the cool towels. Here's one. It's called, it's a brand name. It's Arctic Cool. They're not sponsoring the video. You can buy anything that actually works. But the weave is quite amazing. And if you wet these and put it around your neck, and when I say wet them, so you wet them in the water fountain at Disney and you wring them out so they're not dripping wet. They don't have to be dripping wet. If they're dripping wet, you put it on your shirt and pretty soon you look like a hot mess. So just get it on there so it's nice and cool. The other way to wear these, and we've seen around the park all the time, is you wet this thing and maybe a little bit more water right here so it gets your hair wet. Okay? You put it on your head. Okay? You let this serve as a drape to kind of cool your neck and also block the sun. Then you just put your hat back on. And now you might look a little funny, but don't you think it's true? Once it gets that hot, yesterday when I did that video, the heat index was 105, I saw on the news later. When it's that hot, nobody cares how you look, and you shouldn't care how you look. Let's get cool. Let's do everything we can in order to stay cool. So, one draping, one around your neck. These things aren't that much money. So, that is a max cool staple. You should do it to get through it. The last thing is, here I told you I was going to show you my umbrella, so got this on Amazon. It's a reflective umbrella. So it not only doesn't absorb the sun, it reflects it back, which makes it cooler underneath. So these things are amazing. So you can't buy a hat big enough to keep the sun off you by using one of these babies. And it is so much cooler under the umbrella. Remember in the park when we were cutting through getting all the shade you can? You carry your shade around with you. So in the summer in Florida, it's probably going to be hot and it's probably going to rain. And for both occasions, a reflective umbrella is the thing to carry. The pros use umbrellas. The rookies and people that try and, just have something, buy the $1 plastic ponchos at Walmart, and they just are more trouble than they're worth. Those things. More trouble than they're worth for sure. So that'll do it. I hope you learned something. If you follow this stuff, you are going to be successful at keeping as cool as you possibly can in those parks. So with that, I will say thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you learned anything. If you got some value out of this video, I hope you did. We'll see you next time. Where else would you rather be than watching some Tom A TV?